Homes are flying off the market fast. In fact, there's only a 3 to 5 month supply of homes left in the Charleston area. With dozens of people moving here to the Lowcountry every day, real estate experts say we're heading toward a housing shortage. Megan Wallace investigated the hottest spots for home sales and tells us why even realtors think the prices are too high.
And you feel like you have to make a really quick decision or you're going to lose that property. They love the house that they have.
Carrie Bream is trying to find her parents a home to buy in Mount Pleasant. I caught up with her scouting out one of her favorite neighborhoods, Bell Hall. She's one of many potential buyers having a hard time finding a house in the area.
The market is a lot tougher now, and there's not as many options. You have to be prepared to pay full price.
Bream has been looking for the right home for several months. She hasn't put an offer down yet, in part because she hasn't acted fast enough.
Any property that is desirable, there's usually lots of competition for it.
Bream's broker, Nathan Buttrick, says buyers are learning they've either got to raise their offers or lower their expectations.
The homes aren't necessarily staged to sell. It's kind of take it or leave it. This is what it looks like.
She says there's been several homes they were interested in, but she was turned off by their condition, with some needing major renovations, but still going at asking price.
People are coming here.
President of the Trident Association of Realtors, Michael Sally, says their 2015 housing report found 8,591 homes were sold in Charleston County last year. Of those, 96% of sellers got what they asked for or more.
You'll put a home on the market and within days you'll have multiple offers above asking price.
We have real growth here in Charleston, and that's kind of what's supporting the home values here.
Some of that growth is thanks to companies like Boeing, Mercedes, Google, and Volvo setting up shop in the Lowcountry. Charleston has also earned a reputation as a top travel destination and top small city in the U.S. for the last 5 years. Our population is growing fast. According to the Charleston Housing Authority, we will reach 1 million by 2027.
With so many people coming to the area, people are willing to pay more than the asking price.
Check out the hot spots for buying a home right now: Mount Pleasant, West Ashley, James, and Johns Island. Take a look at what's for sale on James and Johns Island. There's more than 300 homes for sale, with the most expensive at well over $5 million. Now consider what most buyers can actually afford. The city of Charleston considers affordable living to be a monthly mortgage payment that's less than 30% of your monthly income. The median income for a family in Charleston is $66,000 a year. So if you do the math, the typical family in Charleston can only afford a home under $159,000. So let's narrow our search on the MLS website to homes in that range. For sale on James and Johns Island, we're now down to fewer than 20 homes. Sally says in 2015, the median sale price for a home in the Charleston area shot up 6.5% from 2014 to $229,000.
We're talking about people who work in everyday jobs that can't afford homes.
It's out of reach of the ordinary working person and the people that really take care of the city, the young people that have kids and looking for schools and looking for a nice community where they can walk their kids to the park and walk their kids to school, and that's out of reach now.
Arthur Lawrence is a lifelong resident of Charleston. He owns a home on Fishburne Street in downtown Charleston. He's been shocked to see how much homes in his neighborhood are selling for, and he worries that it's edging out a diversity of neighbors.
The house just sold a couple of houses from where I live for $436,000. And so who can afford that, who live here for years? You can't.
Housing affordability has become such a concern that there's recently been several public forums where local and national housing experts have addressed what's happening in Charleston.
This is a difficult subject.
Just this week, Charleston's new mayor, John Tecklenburg, talked about the skyrocketing home prices and limited availability to a packed house of residents and city leaders.
It's a challenge that's almost at a crisis point.
In some niche markets in Charleston, we've had over a 30% increase in sales in the last 2 years. That sustainability cannot continue to happen.
So what will happen?
There's no way of knowing, of course. There's no way of knowing if we're experiencing a bubble right now.
One thing is for sure.
We're currently starting to head towards a housing shortage.
Sally says if no one puts their home on the market for the next 3 to 5 months,
we'd run out of homes.
Sally believes the only solution is to build more developments to even out supply and demand. Right now, the City of Charleston and Town of Mount Pleasant have temporary building bans in place, but only for new apartment complexes, which is another form of housing that's in high demand in Charleston.
Some of the municipalities need to lift their moratoriums on building.
I don't necessarily agree with that, just because, you know, the reality is that the infrastructure is just not there to support all of that development.
People are coming to Charleston. People are going to be moving here. We can't shut the gate behind us.
And the housing shortage is causing a ripple effect on rentals in Charleston. Young families and professionals who can't afford these competitive home prices are being forced to rent longer, causing the same supply and demand issue in short-term rental housing. In fact, real estate agents say new and more affordable homes and rentals continue to be built further inland in Dorchester and Berkeley counties to accommodate the needs of people who are finding Charleston County just too expensive.
Wow, Megan, so what do people do? Do you have any tips?
Yeah, so talking to these real estate agents, I got a lot of really good tips. One of the more interesting ones that I found was one for people looking to buy a home. They told me that some of the buyers now are really appreciating something personal. So people that are putting offers in on a home that maybe gets multiple offers, they're putting themselves apart by adding in a little handwritten personal note explaining who they are and why they want this home. You know, sometimes it's an emotional thing to sell a home, so this can add that extra touch.